I'm not telling this to be forgiven. I'm telling it because silence became unbearable. When she left, she didn't cry. She packed slowly, carefully, like she feared waking something inside me. She said she didn't feel safe with me. Then she closed the door, and it wasn't just a door that closed. It was the last connection to something human inside me. The apartment stayed quiet. Too quiet. Like a house after a body has been removed. I stared at her side of the bed for hours. Sometimes I whispered her name. No answer, no presence, nothing. I started checking my phone constantly. Every hour, then every 10 minutes. Eventually, I didn't care what I was looking for. I just needed to see her existence confirmed. She moved on faster than I expected. Everyone does when they escape something dangerous. She smiled with someone else, laughed with someone else, while I stayed behind. Watching every step through a window I swore would never fog. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I just learned to sit still with anger, to let it fester, to feed it quietly. The first man I killed didn't know her. That detail is important. It mattered to me then. It matters even more now. He was drunk, sloppy, loud. He shoved past me. He didn't see me. I followed him because my body knew what to do before my mind could stop it. He fell badly. His head hit the pavement, stopped moving. I waited. I watched. And finally, I walked away, listening to the stillness grow heavier behind me. That night, I slept better than I had in months, calmly, without dreams. It was the first relief I had known since she left. After that, I noticed patterns. Men who smiled the way she liked. Men who took up space like they deserved it. I told myself it wasn't about her. That was a lie I told often, with perfect practice. Killing didn't make me feel powerful. It made the world quieter, empty, controlled. Everything seemed to obey the rules I had finally understood. I became meticulous, efficient, careful, a ghost among shadows, a monster hidden in plain sight. Love didn't leave when she did. It rotted, it festered in the quiet corners of my mind, and it whispered every night. I dreamed about her constantly, not in the way people dream of love, but in the way nightmares return again and again. She always knew, always saw, always rejected me, even in dreams. Sometimes she screamed. Sometimes she just looked and walked away. Both ways, it tore me in half more effectively than any violence. I started seeing her everywhere, in store windows, on buses, in strangers. Once, I followed a woman for 3 blocks, convinced she was her. She wasn't. I knew it, but I couldn't stop. One night, I killed again. This time, sloppy, angry. The body didn't stop moving right away, and the sound it made, subtle as it was, haunted me far longer than her absence ever could. I told myself it wasn't about her. I lied so well, I started to believe it. They caught me eventually. Patterns always betray you. I didn't run. Running implies hope. I had none. In the interrogation room, they asked why. I told them the truth. I lost the only person who made me feel real. Everything after that was just subtraction. They asked if I regretted it. I said yes. Not for the dead, for her absence, for the fact that love, when it finally leaves, exposes every ugly thing inside you. The letter came the night before sentencing. She said she had always known I was capable of this. That's why she left. I read that line until it stopped feeling sharp. It was no longer a threat. It was a fact. Love didn't save me. It exposed me. It left me behind. And that's the part no one wants to hear. I didn't stop after her. I didn't stop at 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one a rehearsal for the emptiness I couldn't escape. A ritual to make silence tolerable. And yet each time I dreamed of her again, her voice, her laugh, the weight of her indifference. The police finally came for me. Patterns betrayed me. Confessions whispered into a void eventually reach ears. I didn't resist. I had no strength left. When they asked why, I said the same thing. Nothing else mattered. Nothing would ever matter again. Because the only thing I loved had walked out the door, and in that moment, everything else became expendable, even myself. They put me in a cell, small, cold, walls closing in with every heartbeat. I stared at the corner, not for hours, not for days, for months. Every shadow looked like her. Every sound whispered her name. Even the silence carried accusation. I replayed everything I had done. Every man, every mistake, every empty room I had left behind. Regret is heavier than any chains. It presses down, it suffocates, and it doesn't let you sleep. The dreams returned. Not nightmares now. Not her walking away, but her looking at me, calm, unforgiving, not screaming, just disappointed. I realized then that nothing I had done could fix what I lost. Nothing. Hunger and thirst became irrelevant. I stopped counting the days. I stopped talking. I stopped caring if the guards noticed. One night, I couldn't stand the stillness anymore. I walked to the small window in the cell. The city lights were distant, indifferent, alive. I whispered her name, and for the first time, I cried. Not tears for the dead, not for myself, but for the love I had destroyed in the first place. The cell grew colder. I sank to the floor, and I stayed there. Hours passed, or maybe days. Time didn't matter anymore. The last thing I remember was the sound of my own breath slowing, and realizing I had wasted everything chasing her absence, every life I had taken, every chance I had lost, every moment I could never undo. When they found me, I was still, silent, empty. Regret had finally claimed me, and even then it whispered my failures into the quiet. The only thing left was the weight of what I had done, and the love I had lost.